Welcome to the next video. So in this video, I want to answer a question a lot of business owners have in mind. Yeah? Can you really see your employee screens? And then I want to demonstrate it to you in the case of Wolfeye.co, here a website where you can download Wolfeye Remote Screen software, where you will see the live screen of your employees for each of the computer in your company as you see it in the screenshot. Yeah. So we'll go through 7 common myths about employee screen monitoring, and I'll explain what is technically true, what is exaggerated, and what you should realistically expect from monitoring software. So if you're a business owner, manager, IT admin, or IT service provider, and you're thinking about using screen monitoring in your company, this video is for you. Very important before we start. I will talk about the technical side and typical use cases for businesses. This is not legal advice. Laws are different in every country. So please always check the legal situation in your country, in where you're working from, your use case, also your specific use case, and then talk to a qualified lawyer if you're unsure. Yeah? So let's start. Myth number 1. Employee monitoring always means extreme spying and keylogging. So that's the first myth. So many business owners, they hesitate because they think if I install monitoring, I will automatically log every keystroke, capture every password, and read everything my employees type. While there are programs that allow that, in the last videos I talked about the different categories of employee monitoring software. One of them are forensic type programs that collect a lot of data. In reality, there are different categories of tools. Yeah? Some tools only do time tracking, for example, and show when someone is active, and some tools only create reports of which programs and websites have been used. Then, as I also mentioned, some deep forensic tools to include keylogging and very detailed log, and other tools like Wolfeye Remote Screen, like here Wolfeye that you can download on wolfeye.com, wolfeye.co. Yeah, they mainly focus on screen monitoring. You see what's on the screen as a live view or a screenshot without going into every keystroke. This is a live computer screen of each of the computer you install it. You see in real time the live screen. Yeah? So monitoring does not automatically equal maximum spying. What actually happens depends on which type of software you choose and which features you enable. Next myth, myth number 2. If I use monitoring, I automatically see everything my employees do on all their devices. So some owners are afraid that monitoring will explode into something uncontrollable where they somehow see every device and every action. So technically, serious monitoring solutions need a client installed on the device you want to monitor. So in the case of Wolfeye, not only in the case of Wolfeye, in the case of all of those tools, you will have to install a small piece of software. I don't know if I will have time to show it to you in the case of Wolfeye, on each of the computers that you want to monitor. Yeah. So you're not suddenly monitoring private phones, private home laptops, or Wi-Fi devices in the building. Monitoring stays limited to the devices where you actually install the software. Myth number 3. Screen monitoring means recording every second forever. Yeah. So some business owner imagine a full HD video archive of everything every employee ever did is stored forever. They think this is too much, too risky, too expensive. But technically, most screen monitoring tools like Wolfeye here, they work with a combination of live view and optional screenshot. In the case of Wolfeye, it works like this. So you install a small piece of software on each of the computer you want to monitor, and the software will make a screenshot and send it every 2 to 3 seconds. It will send it to the server. Yeah, I show you here in the in the demo dashboard here. This is the demo dashboard of Wolfeye Remote Screen. This is how it will look like. In this case, Wolfeye has been installed on 5 computers, but since this is the demo, yeah, you only see dummy pictures. In reality, you see the live computer screen of each of the computers. But live screen means, as you see here, it's a screenshot sent to the server so you can see it on the dashboard, and it's updated every 2 to 3 seconds. And nothing is saved to the server but the most recent screenshot, because the most recent screenshots replaces the old ones, deletes the old ones, so to speak. So nothing is stored to the server. Yeah, very important. Um, so for this live view here, this small piece of software, the client, sends updated screenshots every few seconds to show what's happening. And of course, if you enable screenshot history feature, that is disabled by default, but you can enable it. Yeah, the system may store screenshot at intervals, for example, every few minutes, so you can later see what has been done or was on the screen at specific times. But whether you enable history at all, how often screenshots are taken and how long they are stored are configured, um, and you can configure it. So it's not automatically a permanent full video, not at all, not at all. Yeah, you can run live view only or add limited history with a retention period that fits your legal and business needs. Myth number 4, employee monitoring is always illegal, so I cannot use it anyway. Many owners have heard extreme statements like you're not allowed to monitor employees at all or monitoring is totally illegal. The reality is more nuanced. In many countries, some form of monitoring are allowed and some are not allowed under certain conditions, and also depending on the specific use case. For example, if there is a legitimate business purpose, if employees are informed, for example, is another situation, and if data protection rules are followed. So it depends on the country, on the use case, on the situation, how you handle it. Yeah, so please take legal advice. Yeah, this is crucial. The details depend heavily on the country, on your industry, on sometimes on contracts and work council and use cases. So the truth is monitoring is not automatically illegal everywhere, but it is it is regulated. So you cannot simply copy what someone does in another country. This video again is not legal advice. Before you introduce monitoring and use a software like Wolfeye Remote Screen, you should always talk to a lawyer or HR expert in your country for usage, use case situation, everything, and make sure your plan, your settings, and your policies are compliant. Myth number 5, screen monitoring will make all company PCs slow and unusable. That's definitely not true. A lot of owners worry that employees will complain ever since you install the software, my computer is super slow. Technically, modern monitoring clients are designed to be lightweight. They're very, very lightweight. You should test it. You can try it here. Go to our website, wolfeye.co. Go to 14 days trial, yeah, free trial, and you will see that it's not the case. Yeah. Um, um, so you will it is very lightweight and does not use almost no CPU or bandwidth or everything. Yeah, performance issues usually uh, they never appear. Yeah. Myth number 6: remote desktop and live screen monitoring are basically the same. Yeah. Many business owners only know classic remote support tools and think we already have remote desktop, so that's monitoring. But remote desktop tools are built for control. You as admin take over the mouse and keyboard, clicks and type on the remote PC and fix problems. But live screen monitoring in view only mode is different. You simply watch what the employee is doing in real time, like a camera for the screen, without taking control and without disturbing their work. For support, remote desktop is great. For ongoing supervision, verification, training, and security, view-only screen monitoring in real time, so to speak, is usually the better fit because you can see without interfering. So when you plan monitoring, it's important to understand that these are different categories, even if both show a screen. Myth number seven, if I start monitoring, my company culture will collapse and everyone will leave. This is a big fear for many owners. If we use monitoring, employees will think we don't trust them at all and they will quit. That usually causes damage. Uh, is It's not the technology itself, but how it is introduced and how it is used. Yeah, if monitoring is introduced secretly with no information and then used mainly to punish, you will create a big problem. By the way, you should never use monitoring software, any monitoring software, to punish. Yeah? Never use it to punish. Only use it to get information. Yeah? Um, so if monitoring is introduced with a clear purpose, on the other hand, for example, security, fraud, prevention, verification, and training, a written policy, transparent communication, and a reasonable focused use of the data, then many employees accept it as part of the normal IT environment on company devices. Yeah, you can position it as protection for the company, the customers, and even the honest employees who don't want to compete with people who fake work or misuse system. Again, this is not legal advice. You must align your approach with your laws, with the lawyer, with HR strategy. But from a practical perspective, screen monitoring does not automatically destroy trust. Secret, uncontrolled, and unfair use of monitoring usually does. Yeah. So let's quickly recap the 7 myths from a business owner's point of view. Monitoring does not always mean keylogging and extreme spying. Yeah, you can choose a screen-focused view-only approach like Wolfeye Remote Screen that you download on wolfeye.co. Second, you do not automatically see every device. You define which company PCs and laptops are monitored by installing the client. Next, monitoring does not have to be a full video forever. You can choose live view only, where the data is immediately deleted from the server, or limited screenshot history with clear retention. Yeah? Next, it's not automatically illegal everywhere, but it is regulated. Depends on the country, on the use case, and how you introduce, and you must get proper legal advice in your country for your use case in advance of installing this kind of software. As well, build a well-built client with reasonable settings should not make normal office PCs unusually low. That's the next. Your PCs in the company will not at all slow down. You will not even notice anything. Yeah, can test it out. Come, click this 14 days free trial on the website. You will see it. Remote desktop and live screen monitoring are different. One controls, the other watches without interrupting. And the next one, if monitoring does not automatically destroy company culture, how you introduce and communicate it is critical. It's very, very good. So if you are thinking about using screen monitoring in your company like wolfeye.co that you can download on wolfeye.co to see the live computer screens of each of the computer in your company like this. Yeah, again, this demo dashboard. That's why you only see dummy pictures, but in reality, you will see the live screen. Yeah. The next step is to combine the next step basically is after you have checked with your lawyer that you come to our website at wolfeye.co here, wolfeye.co, select your language, and then hit the 14 days free trial to schedule a live demo session with me. See you in the next video.